Hey, you out there, back up. You're too close to the screen. 6 feet distance between us. So we wanted to show you some of the new features in Google Meet, like
blurred backgrounds,
host controls, which I know that one's become a big issue with how you should start your Meet. So we're going to talk about starting your Meet and how to control who accesses it.
also how to change your layout to tiled view and increase the number of students you can see at the screen at one time.
So we'll have more of these because Google's adding more features as we speak, but we'll start with those for today. All right, just wanted to talk to you real quick about the way to set up a Google Meet in your Google Classroom. You should really be using the link in your Google Classroom for your students to connect to your Google Meet. Up here, when you first go into your classroom, if you haven't previously set it up, you'll see a little link that says Generate Meet Link. When you click on that, you'll have to do it twice. I know it's kind of redundant, but you click on Generate Meet Link again. It places a link and it automatically makes it visible to students. So when you click save, instead of having the eyeball with the slash through it, you'll see the Google Meet symbol. If you see the eyeball with the slash, you can click on the gear here, scroll down to the Google Meet section, and toggle this visible to students to on. And that will make the link available. This is the way we recommend you join a Google Meet with your students. If you do it that way, what you will see here is down here in the corner, you will see a little shield. That shield controls your meeting settings for moderation. One of them is quick access. We do not recommend that you turn this off, despite what you may have heard. Turning this off makes you admit every single person to your class. And when the admit box pops up, you won't necessarily know if it's actually one of your students or not, even though it says their name, because that's really easy to spoof. So for instance, when I'm in here and I've set up my Meet correctly, the students will just be able to join and they won't have to be admitted. However, anybody from outside, when they ask to join, you will get a pop-up on your screen that shows you someone is trying to join and then see who it is. Okay, so because this one is outside of Shenandoah, it says it. But a lot of times you'll just see the person's name here. I would suggest whenever this box pops up that you click deny entry. If it is one of your students, you're going to have to train them that they need to be logged in with their Shen Schools account to join the Google Meet in your classroom. If they're using a Chromebook, not a problem. If they sign into Chromebook, it is with their Shen Schools and they'll automatically be able to join the Meet. If they're doing it on a PC or a computer at home, they really need to make sure that they're signed into that computer up in the corner with their Shen Schools account. So that's the correct way for them to join the Meet. We're going to explain to you some other things that are new features in Google coming up.
There are a couple new moderator tools that we would like to show you. When you click on the blue shield in the bottom left, as John just was talking about the quick access for security, you also have the ability to turn on or off if students share their screen and the chat features. We suggest to you that if when you start a Meet and you're going to present your screen to the students, you actually turn this off for the students because now they won't be able to share their screen or disrupt your instruction. And when you want them to add something to your lesson, you can toggle that back on and that allows them now to share their screen. You can also turn off the chat message feature for the students. If you come on up here to the People tab, you will also see that you can edit the host controls here. When you click here, you will be able to toggle them on or off when needed. When they are off, when I have the chat off right here, and I click on the chat right now, you will see that I have the ability within the chat now to let people start asking questions again. You can also find these moderator controls in the bottom right-hand corner under settings. And in addition to audio and video, you now have a tab for our host controls where you can also change these things. Another exciting feature coming to Google Meet is blurred backgrounds. As you can see from this screen, before a student even joins a Google Meet, he or she will have the option to blur out the background in the bottom right-hand corner. It will look something like this when they immediately joined. As you can see, the student has their background blurred. They also have the option within the Meet to go to the bottom right-hand corner and turn the blurred background on or off as things change in the situation that they are in.
One of the new tools in Google is Jamboard. You may have already filled with it. You can add slides to it. You can have the kids put post notes. It's a great brainstorming session. This is one from the administrators this summer where apparently one of them thinks Vanessa is a saint for working with John. That's their comment. Deeply hurt, but what can I do? All right, so you can now launch these Jamboards directly from Meet. You'll see when you come down here to the three dots in the corner is you will see a whiteboard jam that's here. You'll open it, and then the Jamboard will appear in like the presentation side of the screen. All your students will be tiled to the right. You guys can all collaborate on a digital whiteboard and brainstorm whatever idea you're currently talking about.
Now in Google Meet, you can also see more than 16 students at a time in the tiled view. If you come down to change layout and have tiled selected, you'll notice here that there's a slider. It actually works in increments, 16, 30, and 49. Another thing just to let you know, in the upper right-hand corner, you can actually add or remove yourself from the tiled view. So if you do not want to see yourself, you can click up here and it will remove yourself from the tile. Or if you do want to see yourself in the tiled view, you can click that on. One good thing about including yourself in the tiled view is that you can see what your students are seeing at home.
Google Meets, we also made one other change at the secondary level. Down here in the corner, students used to be able to go down here and see a dial-in phone number with a PIN. That's now been disabled at the secondary level. When students dialed in with that PIN code, they were entered right into the meeting. You didn't have to admit or deny them, and then they could disrupt the meeting. What that means, however, is all staff at the secondary level also can't dial into a Google meeting. So if you were planning on attending your faculty meeting by calling in on your phone, you can't do that. You can still use your browser and go to meet.google.com and join with the meeting code, but you cannot actually dial a phone number to join a meeting at the secondary level anymore.
Or you could put the app on your telephone, Google Meet app, and join the meeting that way. I also don't want you to panic if you come down to your settings and you are missing some of the new updates that we told you. It's actually a very slow rollout from Google, and it will roll out in batches. So some people may have it one day, a week later, you might get it. So nothing is wrong with your device, or IMS does not need to be contacted. Just be patient. I know it's difficult.
They should be there in the next 2 weeks.
Yay.
Thanks.
Just as another reminder, we do have a virtual learning toolbox where we're keeping all of our videos and top tips and suggestions. The code to join is here, and you can find in the classwork tab all of the things that we have filed to help you be successful in hybrid teaching. If you have any questions or concerns, please let us know. Thank you so much for all of the work that you've done so far with our students.